Some say that the equity market is overvalued and at risk. My proposition is that the equity market will remain strong owing to old people. The equity market since the financial crisis has not directly been driven by economic growth, instead by the level of interest rates. Now, many of the central banks around the world who set interest rates target inflation, and inflation has been low. They won't raise interest rates unless inflation rises through any other means than wage growth. Any other form of inflation rise would be considered a tax on the consumer. I believe that wage growth will remain muted due to the influence of older people in the labour force. All around the world in the developed markets, we're seeing an increased proportion of the workers being made up of older people over 55 and even over 65. Older people are in the workforce for two reasons. First, due to the level of interest rates, they need to defer drawing down on their retirement capital. And because of that, they don't have the same demand of wage growth that other workers do. Secondly, because of technological disruption, many of these workers need to retrain in different disciplines, and that also has a depressive effect on wages. It's like globalisation. There's a new proportion of the labour force which is providing a depressive effect on inflation. Without wage growth, there'll be no inflation. Without inflation, interest rates won't rise. And with lower interest rates, that's a good environment for financing for corporations and also encourages a reach for yield amongst investors. And all of those things lead to a higher equity market. So my proposition is that the influence of older workers in the labour force will provide support for the equity market going forward.